Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. So I do apologize. I know that this video is long overdue, but I thought I would go ahead and sit down today and film it. So I am going to be placing my Shop My Stash items into my everyday slash makeup drawer type situation. So I thought it would be a little bit more fun to just kind of change it up a bit and actually include my Shop My Stash items and like include me like organizing them and putting them in the drawer. So let's go ahead and get started. So firstly, I do not know if this is going to fit or not, but this is the Natasha Denona Sculpt and Glow face palette. So this is what it looks like. It has 3 cream shades, so a highlight, a cream contour, and kind of like a cream highlight that actually has like shimmer in it. And then these are all 3 powders, so kind of like a finishing powder, a powder like contour, and then a highlight. I actually really enjoy the cream contour a whole lot. I use it mainly like for bronzer, and I do like all of the powder products as well. I don't get too much use out of these two, but I really do enjoy the cream bronzer. So this will be definitely included in my Shop My Stash for this week. So I do want to just go ahead and continue on with like palettes. So I actually have 3 eyeshadow palettes here that I want to work with. So this is the She palette from ColourPop, and I don't know if this is available anymore, but this is such a beautiful palette. I thought it would be perfectly fitting since Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So I wanted to go ahead and possibly film a few like Valentine's Day looks, and I thought it would just be a lot of fun to get some use out of this palette. I also have the X's and O's palette from ColourPop, and this one actually I think was like their fall release or something, and this one is absolutely stunning. It has great quality. I love the looks that I've come up with this, and I've used it I think about 2 or 3 times, and it's really beautiful. And I thought that the name of the palette was also really fitting for Valentine's Day. And then I also wanted to include my Natasha Denona Biba palette. This is what it looks like. It's such a beautiful neutral palette. I absolutely love all of the different shades of browns in here. I also really love those shimmer shades. The gray tones are really beautiful as well. I would really like to create a kind of like bronzy smoky eye for Valentine's Day, or possibly like a date night look with this palette, and post it here on YouTube so that you guys can get some inspiration on maybe like what type of looks you want to wear for Valentine's Day, or just in general if you want like a date night type look of tutorial. I'd love to post it using maybe this palette. So I really wanted to get some use out of this one. So I do have a lot of eyeshadow palettes to use this week because I also do have my Project Pan eyeshadow palette, which is the ColourPop Give It To Me Straight. So I definitely do have a lot of eyeshadow to play around with, but I just thought it would be kind of fun with Valentine's Day coming up. So I did, for foundation, want to use my Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. I do have the shade 110 Light. It's been a while since I've used this. I do remember liking it, but I do want to get some more use out of this one. For primer, I did want to use a combination of 2 primers. So this is the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. I did use this yesterday, and I placed it mainly in my T-zone, and I thought it did a really great job at mattifying and keeping me matte throughout the day. So I really did like this one. The very first time I used it, I wasn't too fond of it, but I did enjoy it last night. And this is from Kevyn Aucoin. This is the Neo Elixir Weightless Beauty Oil, and this one I wanted to use in combination with the Too Faced one because this is going to be a more like hydrating slash illuminating primer. So I'm going to put this mainly on my cheeks and a little bit on my forehead and avoid the T-zone so that I can use that other Too Faced primer in conjunction with this. But I did also use this last night before foundation, and it just prepped my skin so beautifully for foundation. So I do want to give this a go. So basically you just shake it up and it just creates this beautiful type of like beauty oil. I did find this at TJ Maxx, and it was a great find because Kevyn Aucoin tends to be a little bit pricier. So for concealer, I do have the new e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and I have the shade fair warm, and this shade actually does work out for me, so I'm really happy about that. This is a really great concealer. I think I like it even more so than their original 16-hour camo concealer. This one is just very hydrating. It even feels a little bit cooling on the skin, and it doesn't give as much coverage as the first one, but I definitely don't mind layering it up and, you know, adding additional coverage because it blends out beautifully. So I do want to use this one just because I've been enjoying it so much. For powder, I want to focus mainly on my one that's in my project pan. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I am almost done, and I really want to focus on that one. But because I'm very hopeful that I will finish that one soon, I want to pull in my ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder. This one actually doesn't have a whole lot of product left in it, and it's kind of oddly shaped that it doesn't fit perfectly within my drawers, and so this is a powder that I might try and finish up after I finish up the Maybelline one, just because, like I said, it's an odd shape and it's hard to find a place for it in my drawers because all of my other powders are usually around the same size and shape. So I would like to finish this one up, especially since I don't have a whole lot of product in here. So this will be the powder that I use as well for the week. So for bronzer, I'm basically going to be using this palette, but also my bronzer that's in my project pan. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Also, just so you know, if you are new here, I do have a project pan going on, and I use those products in conjunction with my Shop My Stash products. So some days I'll be using my project pan items, and some days I'll be using my Shop My Stash items. So just kind of throwing that out there. I will go ahead and have that video either in the cards or linked down below so that you can see what I'm working on for my project pan. For blush, I did want to include this Smashbox little blush trio. So this is the Smashbox LA Lights Blush and Highlight Palette in the shade Malibu Berry, and this is what it looks like. It just has two blushes and a more like pinky highlight. It's really beautiful, and I did pick this up from TJ Maxx. It was a pretty good find, and I just want to go ahead and include this because I thought it would be really nice and rosy and cute for Valentine's Day. And I also do have a blush in my project pan that I'll be working on too. And for highlight, there is a highlighter in the Natasha Denona palette, and so I wanted to use that one plus this beautiful pinky highlight from Laura Geller. This one is in the shade Charming Pink. It's so pretty. It has like a light pink shift to it, and I think it'll go really, really well with the She palette and also the X's and O palette from ColourPop. So I'm really excited to include this one for the 2 weeks as well. So that is everything. It actually doesn't look like very much. I think it's because I'm really, you know, relying heavily on like the Natasha Denona palette in here, and then also some of like my project pan items. So stay posted because I really want to upload some Valentine's Day tutorials for you guys, and I would absolutely love to create different looks. I may not only stick to these palettes, but I knew for sure that I wanted to use these three. I might have like a Profusion palette that I want to use to create a Valentine's look. That's kind of like pinky and purple, so I might film that, but I definitely want to try and film like a date night type look with this Biba palette, like I said. So other than that, that will complete today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I thought it would be a little bit different, that I could pick out my products, but then just like, you know, film me actually putting them in my everyday drawer, just so that you guys can kind of see how I'm, you know, constantly flowing through the products within this drawer. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do give this video a thumbs up. And also, I hope you consider subscribing to my channel so that you can be a part of my channel here. I would love to have you. As always, I look forward to interacting with you guys in the comments. And also, so many of you guys have talked about shopping your stash, and let me know in the comments down below how you're enjoying it, if you've started doing a shop your stash, and what are you pulling out for Valentine's Day. I'm really excited to see what you guys are going to be using and what fun looks you'll be creating. So definitely comment down below. I look forward to interacting with each and every single one of you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!